Will the Guardiola bandwagon roll on? Another win for Real Madrid tonight, meaning that Barcelona have to be successful against Real Sociedad to take control of La Liga for yet another round. Things are looking good. Many of the big names rested in midweek for the Champions League game. Tonight, PK is given a break. Abidal will play in the centre of defence, and this man, Mascherano, deputises for Busquets, but otherwise it's the same old, very successful faces, Jerry.
It is, and it's another game for Maxwell, who's probably a little bit more adventurous coming forward on the left-back position, Rob, than Abidal. Abidal's a lot taller and probably better in the air, better defensive player. But it's a formidable Barcelona side, playing the same formation, 4-3-3. I'm listening to David Suker saying about whoever has the ball, and that's something that they seem to have the majority of. 65-75% of the possession means they're going to create more chances in the opposition, and they've got the players like Messi on the ball now to punish you.
Here is Pedro, back in the team, to Messi. Messi to Xavi. Xavi tries to pass it through. David Villa got in the way.
I just wonder what instructions Martin Lasarte has given his team, the coach of Real Sociedad, tonight, because, you know, they're a good outfit. They play some great football, but they're going to have to hit on the break and absorb a lot of pressure here tonight.
Real Sociedad are an adventurous team. They've won the last two games. They have some players that Pep Guardiola has pointed out, especially on this left-hand side. Griezmann, a teenager who many a big club are looking for. That's Charlie Reshak, was
Carlos Reshak, that's exactly, he's ex-coach. Well, he was everything at the club, wasn't he? Ex-player, ex-coach, ex-trainer, sitting up in the stand. But yeah, Griezmann, Anton Griezmann, I do like. Great left foot, good on the free kicks. Got a few goals as well this season.
Well, goals are not something that Real Sociedad have come across at the Camp Nou in recent years. They haven't scored here in 8 seasons at the Nou Camp. And there's Valdez, who's hoping that that's the case again tonight. Hasn't conceded in his last 5 games against Real Sociedad.
Yeah, that was Joseba Llorente who challenged unfairly, said the referee. Hung it up there nicely, and he's barged into the goalkeeper. Not that I haven't done that once or twice, Rob. I can see you grimacing beside me.
No comment. Here's Xavi. Amazing how many games these Barcelona players get through. This is their 25th game of the season already in all competitions.
25 is a good number, because that's the number of goals Messi scored this season as well, Rob. But 15 in the league, 10 in the other cup competitions, and oh, he's in great form at the moment, as are Barcelona.
As you say, he scored 25. It actually took him until March last year to score 25 goals.
And he ended up on 47. And I have a funny feeling, well, both he and Ronaldo, I feel, could beat 47 goals this season, which would be absolutely incredible. But then they're both very talented and very special players.
Of course, Messi hasn't played in every game this year. He's played in 20 games and he scored 25 goals. Heard Terry Gibson, member of the Strikers Union, before this game saying that a goal every other match isn't a bad average. Well, he's got an incredible average, hasn't he? The best in the world at the moment, Lionel Messi. Pleasure to see him. Alves. Xavi helps it on. There's Rivas. Elizondo, the player who's come into midfield tonight. Now Carlos Martinez. One of 5 ever presence in this Real Sociedad team. Away is the cry. Xavi, it's like a magnet to his feet. There's Rivas. Griezmann, the young Frenchman. Puyol stretches. Knows exactly what to do.
Oh, it's blocked as well by Joseba Llorente as well. He's done really well. He's going to be the Lone Ranger up front, but he's hoping for a lot of support from, there he is, making that challenge from Griezmann and co, who will break forward as quickly as they can. Xavi Prieto's another decent player. Now here's a chance.
It is Prieto, who's highly regarded by Pep Guardiola. Martinez with the cross. Abidal playing at centre-half tonight rather than his regular left-back position. As you can see, he's got the height and the ability to handle that that particular role alongside Carlos Puyol. Free kick taken quickly. Now Pedro. Xavi. Pedro once more a fixture in the team. He's been in fine scoring form himself. 5 goals in his last 4 matches from this right attacking role as the supporting actor Lionel Messi. Messi to Pedro, waiting for the run of Villa. Villa delays. Iniesta takes defenders away. Villa goes for goal. That'll be a confidence-building stop for Bravo in the Real Sociedad goal.
That's a long way out from David Villa. He fancied a shot, and it's comfortable right down the throat of Bravo, and Bounce just in front from him. But again, they're just building up steam, Barcelona.
Real Sociedad had a morale-building victory a couple of weeks ago against Sporting de Gijón, beating them 2-1. And last week, they got the bragging rights in Basque territory, beating Athletic Bilbao by 2-0. And Tosegui has come up from the back. Xavi's header. Abidal in an unusual right-sided position. Maxwell. Iniesta runs the ball. To Pedro. Lionel Messi. Xavi. Messi. Griezmann. Good run, taken out in full flight by Mascherano.
Well, Antoine Griezmann is the key man, and Mascherano's first challenge is a rash one, and he gets him a yellow card, and he's done that so often, Rob, but it's usually coming off the bench as a sub. He's done it this time. He's got 90 minutes to fulfill, and that is really silly. Doesn't need to go on, and he knew it was silly, and I think he half tried to pull out of it, but he was already committed.
I wonder what he's made of the news that his fellow countryman and former West Ham teammate Carlos Tevez has said he's not going to play any more games for Manchester City and he's heading home.
Well, he'd be sending him a message saying, "Do you fancy Spain?" There's no doubt about that.
Of course, Mascherano effectively went on strike himself at the start of the season, refusing to play for Liverpool. They have a few things in common, those two.
I think the circumstances are slightly different, though.
Mascherano. Maxwell. Ball swept out to Pedro. Alves. Now Xavi. A range of options. Goes for the simple one in Messi. Messi outside to Pedro. Pedro across. Another brilliant Barcelona goal. Several instigators. The finisher here.
Rob, they went from second to fourth gear, and the one-touch play and the movement was excellent, and the cross from Pedro was excellent, and the finish from Villa was superb. How do you stop them? Well, he's definitely onside. Whips it in early. You can see David Villa sitting in the edge of the 6-yard box saying, "Put it in there for me, please. Put it on a plate and I'll stick it in the net." And that's what he does. Roof of the net. 1-0 Barcelona.
David Villa's 9th La Liga goal of the season.
We're seeing more and more great team goals though from Barcelona. 4, 5, 6 players involved in that. Good movement from Dani Alves, distracting defenders and pulling them away.
Well, less than 10 minutes gone. Barcelona edge ahead against Real Sociedad. They have a particularly bad record at the Camp Nou. They've lost the last 12 visits to this part of Barcelona.
I think it was 94-95 season they got a draw, 1-1 draw. That was the last time they got any sort of points here. Before that, you have to go back to the days of Aldridge and Atkinson.
Yeah, we're talking Daly and Atkinson, of course.
That's right.
Not Big Ron.
Not Big Ron, no. Yeah. Daly and Atkinson and John Aldridge.
Last time Real Sociedad won here was back in the 90-91 season. The scorers that day, with 2 goals, John Aldridge. with one, Dalian Atkinson. Aldridge, of course, was the first ever how do we call it, Jerry? Extranjero?
Extranjero,
You
foreigner.
said so well. First foreign player, and he used to get a little bonus from the local butcher. He used to get paid in steaks for the number of goals that he scored. And quite a cull upon the
well, the goals that John scored, he had plenty of protein, I'll tell you.
Dani Alves, right across the six. And Pedro on the end of another swashbuckling Barcelona move.
That's a funny one. It seems to sort of hang and delay, crossing in, and he hits it down into the ground, Pedro. And I think in doing that, he puts it over the crossbar. Good chance, though. And again, Pedro provided the cross from the right-hand side. This time he's in the middle on the end of a cross, and it shows you the versatility of this Barcelona side. The movement is brilliant, the passing is superb.
Barca managed just the 2 goals against Rubin Kazan in midweek. Before that, they actually scored at least 3 goals in the previous 7 games. In fact, recent matches, they've now outscored the opposition by 28 goals to 0.
Frightening, isn't it?
It is.
See, as a manager, you're probably better not telling your players those sort of stats.
Well, they've had a club record start, 12 successes after 14 games in the season. If they win tonight, some may say when they win tonight, it will actually equal the La Liga record for a number of wins after 15 games, held by their great rivals Real Madrid. This team is a record-breaking team.
A record-breaking manager as well.
Funny, isn't it? Premier League team sacked a manager this week because he had a lack of top-class experience.
Yeah, Chris Hughton, I was speaking to him, and what a great job he did at Newcastle.
Here is Alves, who puts in the cross. You have to remember, this is Pep Guardiola's 3rd season as a manager. He won the treble in his first.
Yeah, but then he won the treble in his first season, Rob, didn't he? And a couple of other trophies after that. Super Cup, Spanish Super Cup. The European Super Cup, I think he won as well.
Bravo, right down the centre. Maxwell's header. Iniesta. David Villa in full flight. Dances with the defender. Goes the long way around. Still gets the cross in. I just wonder whether teams are getting wise to David Villa, Joe, that he's a predominantly right-footed player who plays on the left and always cuts inside.
Well, he's gone outside on that occasion, and you know, the next time, he's so versatile, Rob. He can go outside and cross it with his left foot or shoot with his left foot, or he can come inside and shoot with his right foot.
Here's Griezmann, he's onside, and he's got Llorente with him. Griezmann has a turn of pace. Has he got the control? Well, Puyol fought him to the far ends of the pitch.
Well, his first touch was good, but I think it was his 3rd touch of the ball. He knocked it, for me, a little bit too far, and that changed the angle. Just there, too far, and the angle changed, and all he could hope for them was an attempted cross, which made it easy for Carlos Puyol to block it, and you can see Martin Lasarte is disappointed.
Away is the cry. Capillo throwing himself with the ball again. Really is battle scarred. His 12th season in the first team. Carlos Puyol.
He's sort of like the Jamie Carragher of Barcelona, isn't he?
Jamie Carragher will be very pleased with that description.
Well, he's an unsung hero for me when it comes to Liverpool players.
Here's Gonzalez. Elizondo. Real Sociedad trying to find their footing, quite literally, at the camp here. Carlos Martinez losing his legs. Abidal. Pior. Alves. Maxwell to Iniesta. David Villa. Doesn't wait around too long. Maxwell. Villa. Pedro showing. Simpler passes. Xavi. Alves. Goes for goal. Big depot from the Brazilian.
Again, the patient build-up was there, Rob, from left to right. Intricate passes, overlapping and finished off with a shot. Wide of the target, but worth an effort from Dani Alves. He's done a good job, Martin Lasarte. Brought them up, promotion last season, and they've really settled down and mid-table at the moment. So I'm sure he's got to be happy, particularly their home performance has been excellent.
Well, they started this round of game in 6th place, which is no mean feat for a team who've just been promoted. His hands are tied in many ways. They're a club who rely almost exclusively on Basque-born players. They have 16 players in the squad who've come through their cantera, the youth academy, more than any other team in La Liga. Alves. Xavi. Dani Alves. Cleverly disguised pass to Messi. Messi to Xavi. Xavi chips it over the top. Maybe a couple offside. One of them wasn't there. Barca get the corner. Just David Villa lurking.
Sometimes he takes the corners though, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. He used to take all of them at Valencia. Iniesta. Alves, will he have his second shot at goal? Thinks about it, drop of the shoulder. Dummies defenders, walks his way through, lovely 1-2, and a hurried clearance away from Gonzalez.
Well, I have to take my hat off to him. You know, he was on for a shot 2 or 3 times and he showed a couple of dummies. He feigned to shoot there, come inside, feigns to shoot again, plays a 1-2. Maybe one pass too many for me, but excellent football again.
Iniesta getting right under the studs of his marker Antosegui. This is Villa. Messi. Xavi. Abidal. Villa. Xavi. Pedro. Sociedad getting a lot of players back behind the ball. Pedro. There's Griezmann, yet another passing corner.
Everybody's getting back for Real Sociedad now, and just keeping the possession so well and opening them up at will. They could have got crosses in and shots in, but trying to find a really decisive pass that will get them the second goal.
Xavi assesses the movement in the penalty area. The taller players are Piol and Abidal. It's aimed at Abidal. Away is the cry. Leading the charge is Llorente. Martinez. He plays slipping and sliding down there. One of those isn't Abidal, who keeps a very calm head. Xavi. Lionel Messi. Here he goes, trying to go through the defender. Tries to go over him this time. And Delabella does a good job. Pior. Even he was slipping there, Jared. It's been notable tonight. Yeah.
A little bit greasy. I think Alberto Delabella can't believe he's playing at the new camp. He's an ex-trainee at Espanyol. And he's always dreamed of playing against the rivals. And here he is tonight.
So for a number of years, he used to drive past the new camp every day on his way to training. And dream that one day he'll be centre stage there. Well, today he's kind of on the wing. He's got the most enviable job in football, marking Lionel Messi. Here's a great run from Iniesta. Wills the defender to dive in there.
This is Dani Alves' little mazy run. Good cover from Bella.
It's a succession of Barcelona corners. This is over Puyol's head. He stretches, gets two heads on it. Or two headers on it. He's only got the one head, of course.
It's the her, Rob, it's the her.
Here's Lionel Messi. He's got a magic one for a left foot. This is Xavi. What a brilliant run this is from Iniesta. Right across, another blindingly quick move from Barcelona. This time it's Pedro who has the final touch.
Well, that was a real chance because the movement was brilliant. Have a look at this on the overlap. Feeds the ball through Xavi there, whips it back Iniesta, and he gets his foot to it. Pedro, he tries to get it in the near post but misses the target, albeit off a defender. Another corner.
Guardiola reminding the players of what he drilled into them in the tactics room before this. Bravo over his head. Yet another corner, Barcelona.
That's excellent defending once again from Anzotegi, the centre-back. He's going to be in for a difficult evening tonight, he and Mikel Gonzalez.
Messi counted in. Bravo doesn't have to come or stay. Leaves it to Anzotegi. They clear the line together. They're defending well, Real Sociedad. Let's give them
That's
credit
all they
for
can
that.
do, you know, and I think Barcelona will try and get it down and pass it and play their intricate passes, their 1-2s, and get someone through and score a second goal, and maybe they can relax even more.
Real Sociedad throw, a little bit of breathing space. Quarter of this game gone. Don't forget, Monday night, as we could forget, Manchester United against Arsenal, a season-shaping game in 3D, HD the whole lot. 7 o'clock start in this one's Llorente. Counter-attacks for Real Sociedad.
What a great ball, I have to say, fabulous ball and fantastic effort from the centre-back there. Joseba Llorente, he's looking to get on the end of it from that cross from De La Bella. He had options as well. He had the Griezmann outside him, but decided to put the ball on himself. And I think that's what they've got to do. They're going to absorb the pressure and hit them on the break and see if they can get an equaliser.
Villa. Xavi. Marching down this right-hand side as Dani Alves does some damage to the corner flag, but there's some calmer then as he slipped.
A lot of them slipping as well.
It may have been offside, that run by Llorente.
Yeah, that would have been the argument afterwards if he had scored. But again, counter-attack's what they're going to have to do.
La Real, as they like to be known. They get very offended if you just call them Sociedad. Have visited the Camp Nou on 63 previous occasions. Only 3 of those 63 have they come away with a win. He knows that history is not on his side.
Yeah. You know that Real means royal. Royal approval, Rob. Oops, slip.
Oh dear. Yet another slip, this time by Xavi Prieto. Martinez, Prieto, Carlos Martinez. The Barcelona players swarming around him with always highlight the attacking moves, their offensive flair, but sometimes ignored is the hunger of the players to get that ball back, to regain the possession. Rivas. Gonzalez. They go from corner flag to their own goalkeeper then, Real Sociedad, due to the pressuring of Barca.
It's one of the things they do really well. Up front, the front three press really good. They might all be world-class players, but the likes of Villa, Pedro and Messi, and Iniesta and Xavi and Co, they all press really well. Oh, here's Dani Alves.
You're right. Messi to Alves. Pedro to his right. Messi. Xavi. Pedro takes his time. They won't make a pass unless it's the correct killer pass. Everything is safe. This is Iniesta. Iniesta cleverly disguised to Maxwell. Maxwell flips it to the far post. Labella heads away. Rivas dives in. Bravo puts his foot through the ball. Just buy some time for Real Sociedad.
Rob, I'm just looking. There's 10 players back in their own defensive third. They've left Llorente up front in his own and really are under the caution now, playing their way out. Not frightened to do that, this Barcelona back four. That's given away cheaply though by Puyol.
Anyways, back to goalkeeper Valdez. You can see on the front of the shirt, Barcelona have always had a charity, UNICEF, on there. For the first time in their history, they've broken the club rules, and they've done a deal for a €30 million shirt sponsorship, the richest ever in football, with the Qatar Foundation. And as you can imagine, with some of the supporters, the stalwarts, it hasn't gone down well. You see the odd banner.
I saw a few tonight, actually, you're right. A few banners in tonight. No to Qatar, but this is Andres Iniesta.
It is Iniesta, down to the defenders. The layoff to Xavi. David Villa. Oh, we're back by Xavi. Iniesta. Lionel Messi. Always no anticipation when he gets the ball. Flick through. Escape again for Real Sociedad. Villa. Great ball through. Messi's there ahead of the goalkeeper. Teases, taunts. Well, there's the extra man on the line. The danger just won't go away though when Messi's on the prowl. Real Sociedad throwing bodies in the way. That was Rivas who threw himself in front of it.
All hands to the pumps now, isn't it, for Real Sociedad? It's intense, the pressure, Rob, and they're still trying to find that space. Here's Messi.
It is all the way around the outside, Lionel Messi. Knocked away by Abdesegui. The harder they kick it away, the further Barcelona come back in their faces, the more determined they are to score the third. And Alves, whatever language, missed a sitter then. I think he may have been saved his blushes by the assistant referee's flag.
Absolutely, Rob, I agree with you totally. He's shaking his head, he should have scored that. Well, you can see there's certainly... Well, the one behind on the outside, is it Pedro? Or is it Villa, David Villa? He's onside, I think he's onside, but Dani Alves, he must have been offside.
They start talking about faces of play at the moment as Abidal slips and slides and regains the ball on his balance.
He's a threat though, Joseba Llorente. This is a fabulous piece of play. Keeper's beaten, defender goes back to the line, and that's what he's done really well. He gets there and blocks the first shot. They've blocked 5 or 6 attempted shots from Barcelona, inside and outside the box. And it's all hands to the pumps, everybody behind the ball. And they're hanging in there to keep it at 1-0. You'd have to think, Rob, if it does go 2-0, maybe their heads will drop and Barcelona really start to dominate.
Well, the last time they came here, In the 2006-2007 season, before they were relegated, they had a similar evening. They just held on. In the end, it was only a 1-0 defeat. Ronaldinho scoring that night. In fact, they've had 3 1-0 defeats from the last 4 visits here, so they very rarely get hammered.
I don't think they've played a Barcelona side in the last while as good as this one, though. This side has the ability to beat. If they can beat Barcelona, if they can beat Real Madrid 5 goals, they can beat anybody.
Alves. Mascherano. Led by Carlos Martinez. Abidal. Barca's throw.
Yeah, he's done well, Prieto there. That's his Llorente fighting and battling for the ball, which he's going to have to do a lot of tonight. He's going to be up against 2 centre-backs, and Abidal and Carlos Puyol.
Pedro. Alves. Puyol without his regular partner. Piqué has been rested tonight. No coincidence, of course, that he's on 4 yellow cards, and they would like him for the battle against Espanyol.
Very good point, Rob. I think that's exactly why they've done it.
Espanyol started today in 4th place. Actually, that they were defeated against Athletic Bilbao earlier today, 2-1. Iniesta. Falls nicely for Xavi. Back to Iniesta, never far apart, those two. Lionel Messi. Iniesta. Now they whiz the ball around. Xavi. Alves. Messi may have drifted offside, so Alves holds it up. They come back out to go back in again. Iniesta. Pedro. Iniesta. Oh! Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Even the coach applauds that one, and he's seen the lot.
Listen, I think we've all thought we've seen the lot, but it just gets better and better. The tightest of angles and the tightest of plays and the patience and the quality of the passing and the movement, it's all to be admired. You have to look at it and think it's just superb. I'm so pleased it's Andres Iniesta that's on the end of it. You know, I'd love to see him score more goals. He's actually got himself 4 goals now. This is his 4th goal, and he's a much better player than previous seasons when he only ended up with 2 or 3 goals. Look at this, near post, driven in, but precision. He starts it off, lovely little 1-2, gets it back from Pedro, and then bang, bottom corner.
Well, he's been amazing this season. He started every league game. That's his 4th goal. And some managers, of course, complain that their players come back from World Cups tired, jaded, need a few months to recover. This is the man, of course, who went through all of the World Cup and scored the winner in the final.
Yeah, that's why he wants to play football. You
hasn't had a day off since, Jerry.
You score the winner in the final. You want to play every game, don't you? Oh, he's like Roy of the Rovers, but there are that many Roys of the Rovers in the team. You know, this Ballon d'Or's coming up shortly, Rob, and Xavi and Iniesta, Messi, they're all contenders for it, and I think it'll be one of those 3. And you couldn't argue if they give it to any one of those 3, you couldn't argue with it.
Here's Dani Alves. Lionel Messi hasn't yet joined the goal-scoring party. Bravo comes and plays basketball. He's given the ball away, left his goal unguarded and makes an unusual save, and he escapes the entertaining Chilean goalkeeper.
I would say bravo from Bravo on that occasion.
Here they go again. David Villa. Gets around Martinez. It's just a goal kick.
Do you know, there's times I'm watching them and I think they're just toying with opposition. And this is one of the occasions. Should we go left? Should we go right? No, let's go this way. And they adapt and they change their mind so quickly. This is the mistake from Bravo. And then he makes up for it with this save. Just as well. But I think there's more goals in this game, Rob. I think 2-0 is not going to be the final scoreline.
Pedro. Messi. It's the closest that Alan Peru has got to Xavi all night. Vidal. Maxwell to Villa. Mascherano having a chance tonight. A rest for Busquets. It's only Mascherano's 5th league start since joining Barcelona. So, of course, could be argued that he's not the first choice ball winner in the centre of the park. Busquets, another World Cup winner, gets that. The captain of Argentina just has to wait for his opportunities.
I think Busquets is a much better passer of the ball than Mascherano, but Mascherano's got a lot more experience, and I would think he's the sort of player you would look at away from home when you're looking to keep it tight. Now, here's a problem here.
Ball comes inside, and Rivas rattles the shin guard. So Griezmann rattles the shin guards of Vidal. Yeah.
He does well. Xavi Prieto finds Griezmann with a superb little back heel, and the shot's blocked by Vidal, but that was half a chance.
Pedro. To Xavi. Lionel Messi. Alves is the support on the right. Messi goes inside. Xavi. Now Alves.
He's on.
Bit of a stretch for Alves, who flips it in, but very well anticipated by Bravo. Sociedad can only continue to plug away, keep their professional pride intact, trying to get the souvenir of a goal at the new camp. Barcelona haven't conceded in their last 3 La Liga matches. Their last 2 games of the Champions League, they've had a shutouts as well.
Well, there's a big derby match next week, Rob. Espanyol against Barcelona. That should be a fabulous match. Osvaldo is playing really well up front for Espanyol.
Here's Xavi. Pedro. Alves. Keep ball from Barcelona. Messi wins a header. Elizondo, it's a loose pass, picked up by Maxwell. Pedro turns. Is there any way to stop them?
Well, it's a clumsy challenge from Elizondo, but no doubt about the foul.
Xavi. Vidal to Puyol.
You know, Rob, I'm looking, they're almost playing a back 5 at times. They really are.
Maxwell fires it in, comes to Lionel Messi. Perfect first touch control, but not a perfect shot from Lionel Messi.
Once again, the build-up down the left was great. Once it falls to Messi's foot, he wants to open up the angle to try and stick it in the top corner. And Pep thought it was close, but it's what, about a foot wide, the far post.
Come on, Jerry, you've seen them. 3-man shortlist for the Ballon d'Or. Xavi, Iniesta, Messi. Which one gets your vote?
I'd love it to go to Xavi because of his age and what he's done for Barcelona. He's probably the best passer I've seen in Spanish football for many, many years. Best player in the world, definitely Messi. And Iniesta's got to be in with a chance as well for what he's done, World Cup-wise and everything else. Oh, chance.
There is Iniesta. So you said Xavi.
I'd like Xavi to get it.
Even Lionel Messi was saying that he thinks it should go to one of his Spanish colleagues this year.
Messi will win it again. And there's a chance, obviously, for Iniesta to win it again. But Xavi's the sort of older statesman, and he's, again, an unsung hero.
Xavi turns 31 in January. By that point, he should just be overtaking Migueli as the record appearance maker for Barcelona. I'll make it that he's 4 off. That's surely offside. Llorente.
Yep. Well, I played against Migueli, or Tarzan as they used to call him, when he was a no-nonsense centre-back.
And his wife, Jane.
They're getting worse, Rob, they are.
He's never a cheater either. Xavi. Dani Alves to Messi. Xavi strokes it out to Maxwell. Messi finds it at Pedro. Back to Messi. Improvisation this from Barcelona. Right across the six. Improvisation from Gonzalez. He just sticks the boot in the way and hopes for the best. Watching the stadium clock, still 4 minutes for Real Sociedad to endure.
It's the funny, all the build-up, the passes, then the cross comes in and they cleared it away. But every time they clear it away, it always seems to fall to a Barcelona player. Look at the statistics there: 69% possession for Barcelona. And, why am I not surprised?
Vidal. Valdez tries to break his boredom by going on a little dribble. He's had 5 clean sheets in a row in all competitions.
He's a great shot stopper.
Yeah, if he gets to the 56th minute of the game without conceding a goal, he'll break his own personal record.
This team's full of record breakers.
He's top of the Thermora as well, the league table for goalkeepers and their statistics. The man with the golden gloves is Victor Valdez. Guardiola had a look at a number of the fringe players in midweek. It wasn't the greatest Barcelona performance, but the likes of Thiago and Jonathan, the Efren who got injured, Bojan also got injured, came in and had some valuable experience. 2 of the fringe players, Andrew Fontas and Victor Vasquez, scored the goals against Rubin Kazan. That's the bad news for the opposition. There's another wave of players coming through La Masia at Barcelona. Carlos Martinez. Abidal chooses to control. He's got a completely different way of playing to Gerard Piqué. It's Mascherano. It's a different way of playing to the man he's replaced him at, Busquets. Messi. There's only one Messi.
Great
Perfectly
ball.
placed pass, if only it had been anticipated by Pedro on the far side. Xavi Prieto. Martinez to Rivas. Interesting as well, Jerry, isn't it? Those 3 candidates for the Ballon d'Or, all Barcelona players, all came through the club's academy.
Yep. Well, it's a credit to the club. And there's another way. If you look at the ones that are in this side, how many that are in the side came through La Masia. Now, Busquets is not playing tonight, but another candidate, Pedro. Victor Valdez.
Yeah, I've just counted. Just the 6 in the starting 11 tonight, Jerry, have come through the academy system. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bench. So just the 10 tonight in the squad cost the club nothing. to bring through the club system.
What about the one they lost to Arsenal as well? Fabregas.
He'll be back.
Yeah, when?
Not in the distant, or not in the near future, if Arsene Wenger has any say in it.
You can understand why Arsene wants to keep him as well. He's a quality player.
Iniesta. A little bit too much for Maxwell to get on the end. I'm sure they'll go down the play. Pedro gets the shot on goal, and belatedly, the referee's assistant signals it should be a goal kick.
Yeah, well done to the goalkeeper, though. He led to the whistle. That's out of play from Maxwell. 9 goals from Pedro this season.
Well, of course, Barcelona need the win to reclaim the 2-point lead they have in the league over Real Madrid, who were successful earlier in the day against struggling Zaragoza. One more league game before they have a weekend off in Spain. They don't play Boxing Day and such like. They're back around the 3rd of January. That actually round of games is yet to be confirmed.
Yeah, I think it's the 22nd is the last round of games, isn't it?
Well, half-time at the Camp Nou. Same old from Barcelona, dominating the game. 2 wonderful goals. Fine team goal, finished off by David Villa after 9 minutes. And then a bit of trickery from Iniesta. Made it 2-0 at half-time.
OK, Barca in the box seat, 2 up at the break and on course to go 2 points clear back at the top. Let's join the commentary team again. Jerry Armstrong is alongside Rob Palmer.
Barcelona right on course for their 9th successive win. And a canter at the moment. Out passing, out manoeuvring, out thinking. La Real from San Sebastian. I think probably the positive note as well for Barcelona. No signs of injuries tonight. In the midweek game in the Champions League, the trainer was on twice and they had to make a couple of alterations because of injuries. But the problem is with this team, Jerry, they whiz the ball around so fast, it's hard for the opposition to make any contact.
Sometimes it's one-touch football, Rob, and you can't get close to them when they're playing one-touch. Just look at that. That's all one-touch play. You know, right on cue. And we saw it against Real Madrid, world-class players, 21, 25, 30 passes at a time. It's just unheard of. And here's Messi.
There is Lionel Messi, holding people off. Lionel Messi! Strictly sensational. Well, there are other talent shows, but this is the one with all of the choreography. That was just breathtaking.
Well, this team's definitely got the X factor, there's no doubt about that, and there's so many stars on show. There's the biggest one for me, though. I think he's the best player in the world. 23 years of age, he's playing some of the best football I've seen. You know, look at the build-up here, Rob. Looks like nothing on. Past Griezmann, there's a one-touch. And again, lovely little 1-2. Gets it back Dani Alves. And again, running at defenders. Great balance, strength. 1-2 again. It beats 5 or 6. I think 5 or 6 Real Sociedad blue and white shirts. That one little pass and movement.
At that point, Jerry, there's not a goal on it. Nobody can see a goal happening at that point.
There's no angles, it's so tight and congested, you think he can't get through. It's impossible. We watch him do this week in, week out. Look at that. And then he slots it underneath the goalkeeper. It's just unbelievable football. And he's an unbelievable player. 26th goal of the season for him, and it's his 16th in the league. He is unstoppable.
Well, this is true entertainment. It's true talent. The hype isn't needed. I know people speak about the Real Madrid game. Well, this is potentially a better performance from Barcelona.
It's like that song, anything you can do, we can do better.
We'll stick to the football, Jerry.
That's it, no more Christmas songs for you.
Maxwell. David Villa. Inside and outside, and then a little back flick. The one thing they tend to do, Barcelona, is still show respect for the opposition. And their fellow professionals as they pick them apart. Though he won't settle at 3, he'll want more. He'll want them to get close to the 5 goals they scored against Real Madrid or the 8 they scored against Almeria.
Well, he's a perfectionist, and you know, their fans are here and they have a high expectancy level, and they play a certain style of football. That's a mistake.
It is, but it's a slight miscontrol from Pedro. This battle-weary Real Sociedad trying to break out of their own half. Griezmann. Delabella. Rivas. Their passes getting the olays from the Barcelona supporters. A touch of irony there. There is a handful who've made the journey from San Sebastian. So see this goal again.
Well, it's from a different angle, and you'll see how tight it is. The number of blue and white shirts. Where's he going to go? You think he's got no space. Lovely little 1-2s. Gets the body right, head up, shrugs off a couple of challenges. Another 1-2 with Dani Alves. Oh, it's just superb. Sometimes we run out of superlatives for this team. They just get better and better.
Pedro. Here's Xavi. Abidal. Maxwell. Iniesta's layoff. Messi. Abidal. Mascherano. Defender rather dived in there, and Pedro leaves 2 of them for dead. Now Alves. Griezmann has to come back and babysit him. It should be the other way around. Griezmann is a winger. He's been given full-backs a nightmare this season. Tonight, though, he's had to double back and double track. Dani Alves.
Rob, Dani Alves is a winger as well. Nobody told him he's a full-back. He just likes to go forward.
Messi. Xavi. And sometimes Pep Guardiola doesn't get the plaudits that he deserves. Still, the papers focus on Jose Mourinho, Jose as they like to call him. Mourinho hasn't had the success that Guardiola's had at Barcelona game for game. What he's managed to do is form together a collection of talented players into an excellent team, with the emphasis on the team as well.
Yeah, well, to be fair to Jose Mourinho, a week and a half ago he did say that Barcelona was a much more advanced stage as a team than Real Madrid, and he knew they had a lot of work to do, but it's going to make him dig deeper. When he watches performances like this, so he thinks, how are we going to equal this side? How do you improve to get to this level of football? Because I haven't seen it before.
At the moment, Real Sociedad would just like a kick of the ball. Just a slice of it. Messi. They get a touch, but they build again, Barcelona. Xavi sizes it up for Maxwell.
Both full-backs attacking at the same time. Overlap comes to him. It was worth a strike, and he's had a crack at it. And it looks like Sergio Busquets is going to come on in place of Javier Mascherano.
Mascherano given a stretch of the legs. He understands the score here. You come to Barcelona, you don't automatically get a first-team place. Busquets has been the governor in the centre of midfield this season, and Mascherano has had to accept that he's a squad player.
Yep. I think they're all squad players to a certain extent. There's maybe 4 or 5 or 6 names that are going to be first choice every week, but Pedro knows that, you know, if he dips in form, there's competition for his position, and it's the same for Abidal and Maxwell and co.
There's Messi. Little step over. Alves comes in on the back. Real Sociedad just trying to find an escape tunnel to the halfway line at the moment. There's Busquets. Back flick from Pedro. Iniesta. Messi. Xavi.
So nonsense.
Sometimes you don't watch the football, you just listen to the way they hit it. It's the way they stroke the ball. Pitter-patter, pitter-patter. Messi. Xavi. There goes the run from Alves. Besides, that's not the right pass, so they build again.
Look how quickly they win it back again, Rob, though. It's unbelievable. I think they got one touch in the last 60 seconds, and now Barcelona have control of the ball once again.
It's excellence without arrogance.
It's actually a good phrase. Well, it is.
I'm going to copyright that one, Jerry.
Good one, I think.
Write it down.
That arrogance
sounds
good
in 3 games' time. It's Iniesta. Little step over from Busquets. And then Rivas dives in. Free kick against Sergio Busquets.
Well, sometimes that's the only way you can stop them, by kicking them. And then they start all over again.
Well, they breeze through the group stages of the Champions League, of course, held by Rubin Kazan and Copenhagen away from home. But 4 points out of their nearest competitors in the Champions League. They will go 2 points clear at the top of La Liga again tonight. I think we're safe in saying that.
There's no danger of that.
There's Iniesta.
72% possession in the second half.
Oh, Messi's flip over the top. Messi gets back with bits and pieces. Now Busquets comes in. Iniesta curls it to the far post. The one flaw in the team is that they don't have any players with height. Alves.
That's not a problem for them when they play it on the ground like that, is it? They get it down and they knock it about. And I think it's damage limitation time for Real Sociedad.
It's Arambaru, who has run a marathon in midfield, who's taken off 10 minutes into the second half. Confirmation of his replacement, Zuracuza, who did start last week. He's another French-born Basque who split his games between starting and being on the bench. He's a legs man. He'll put in some toil for the remaining. It seems like an eternity for Real Sociedad, but we've only had 10 minutes gone in the second half. So for the remaining 34 minutes or so. What a great backflip that was from Maxwell. Now Iniesta with space and options, tries to go through the legs of the defender, Martinez. Oh dear, touchy Delabella.
He's not happy. This is brilliant. Watch this clever skill here. What a 1-2 that takes 3 players out. That's Wapa for Tuesday night.
Well, I know we talk about the number of players that have come through the system, Jerry, and we also talk about it being a reasonably young Barcelona team. I'll give you another stat in a minute, which means a great deal. Here's Messi. Just had it confirmed from my man in Spain who knows these things. I always thought it was the case that Barcelona statistically, inch for inch, are the smallest team in La Liga. It's amazing, isn't it, these days when you see some of the English sides who demand that their player is built like an Olympic sprinter. But these guys are munchkins in comparison. Magnificent munchkins.
They're also champions, all winners. Abundance of skill, confidence, dedication, and here's one of the most dedicated of them all, Lionel Messi.
Here's another Iniesta. Now David Villa drives it across the 6 yards, and Tosegui hoists it into the photographers on this near side of the field. Busquets with a few players above 6 foot, if you discount the central defenders, of course. Alves. Here's Griezmann. Good tackle by Dani Alves.
Griezmann's a good player, Rob, but we've not seen any of his ability tonight because he's not been allowed to play. You know, they've not had enough possession. They've ended up with, what, 28% possession the second half. I think it was around 30% the first half. Barcelona scored goals at the right times, and, you know, they put distance between themselves and the opposition, and that affects your confidence. And confidence is something that Barcelona have got in abundance.
Valdez. Abidal. Or even stylish when they're in a corner. Busquets. They've been a fraction lucky to get away with that.
He knows how to play it. He's very clever. He put his head in there, made sure the player jumped in, got himself a free kick. And Bojan stripped and ready to come on, and why not? You know, the game's won. There's 30 minutes to play. Let's get some of the younger players in and get some more experience.
Messi. Alves. Too much of a stretch for Pedro, but you know he'll still chase it.
I remember my first international manager was Danny Blanchard, a very wise man who said that we have to equalise before the opposition score. Meaning that we were going to concede goals. What do you do with Barcelona? You have to score a hat-trick first, don't you? To give yourselves a chance.
Every year it seems in the opening weeks they have a slip-up. This year it was Hercules. They lost against at home the second week of September. And since then they've been on this incredible run. 13 wins in 14 games, 8 successive wins in La Liga. Now it's scoring the opposition 24 goals, sorry, 30 goals now to 0 in those matches.
The thing is, Rob, I have to say, I watched them playing the first 5-6 rounds of the La Liga, and they weren't playing great. They just gradually got better and better, and they built up and started playing really well about 5 weeks ago. And now they are in full flow.
Well, change is made. Pedro is given a break and given a standing ovation. And Bojan, the youngster, comes on, hoping that he'll have more success than midweek when he picked up an injury against Rubin Kazan.
There's no Champions League distractions now. They've qualified, and it's a question of waiting to see how many points they can pick up in the next 2-3 months. Hopefully get through to the latter stages of the Copa del Rey, the Spanish Cup, which commences in January.
That starts next week, Jerry.
Well, I know they've started next week, but
yeah,
the last 16 will be decided in January, and then you've got the quarterfinals and the semis, and they'll have that all out of the way. They'll know where the finalists are before they have to do Champions League duty. And that's another distraction that Pep Guardiola can do without, and they can concentrate on getting as many league points as they possibly can.
Yeah, you're right. Christmas shopping is going to be interrupted next week because Barcelona have a big one, big rival in the Copa del Rey, and Athletic Bilbao, I think, have the second best record in the Spanish FA Cup. Barca, of course, have won it on 25 occasions, latterly 2 years ago when they did an unprecedented treble in Spanish football.
Yeah, they've won it more than Real Madrid, but Real Madrid have played more finals.
It's a great tackle. This is just an endurance test for Real Sociedad. 7th game in a row in La Liga that Barcelona have managed to score 3 goals.
I can't imagine how they've managed that with Villa and Messi and Pedro and Xavi and Iniesta and co. They struggle for talent, don't they?
Great ball over the top. Will there be something for Real Sociedad to remember? Abidal says that. How arrogant was that? Chest control to Valdez.
Confidence, Rob. You know, you see these lads, and he had a look around and see what the situation was, and he had the confidence to take it down and keep possession. It's all about keeping possession.
Great little flick. Alves is playing centre forward now, the number 2, the right back.
Oh, look at this. That's great skill and technique. But Bojan's come on and you wouldn't know if there's any difference between him and Pedro. He's played the little 1-2 with Dani Alves. They've won a corner kick. Business as usual.
Busquets takes up the position on the penalty spot. Puyol came charging in. Villa. Bojan. Back to David Villa. Few options. Puyol with a layoff. Villa rides the challenge well. Iniesta. Nonchalant flick. Messi was onside apparently. Xavi. Messi. Xavi to Busquets. Here's trouble. Little Messi. Tries to lay it back to Xavi. And good defended by Elizondo. Griezmann has got nothing at all out of Alves tonight.
And he is a good player, Rob, I'll tell you. But how do you compete against this opposition?
Alves low and hard. Bojan had continued the run that had started in the middle of the field, enough to unnerve Real Sociedad into conceding the corner.
Well, it's deflected by a defender, and if he hasn't deflected it, I'll tell you now, Bojan would have scored. And it's narrowly wide of the far post, nearly an own goal. Another corner kick for Barcelona, double figures now.
Again, it's played into the area. Little flick on. Puyol slightly slow to react. He retrieves the ball to Abidal. The centre-back's leading the charge. Lionel Messi. Great ball in. Iniesta. Timing was perfect. There was a call to be answered there. The referee would rather see Barcelona play the ball in than maybe award the penalty.
Well, there's a good cause for it, I tell you. As he controls the ball, and yes, he's hammered. And Puyol's asking the question. Let's have a look. There's the pass from Messi. He takes it, and he's hit. There's no contact on the ball. And I think there's a good shout for a penalty kick there. Looks like a penalty to me. I think it's Suratuza hit him, who's just on the park, what, about 10 minutes?
Well, there has been a golfing clash tonight, but there's a golfing clash when Real Madrid, the mighty Real Madrid, came to the Camp Nou.
They were the champions back in the early 80s, 80, 81, 81, 82, Real Sociedad. That was in the days when Xavi Alonso's father was playing in centre midfield for them.
That's right, that's when the best teams, of course, ruled Spain. Real Sociedad won in 81, 82. Athletic Bilbao won it in 84 and 85. But this is the dominant period for Barcelona. 4 league successes in the last 5 years. It's a case of rotating. Xavi is substituted yet again. He hasn't played 90 minutes in the league since September.
He had
that last 90 minutes, actually the beginning of November, a month ago. That was in Copenhagen in the Champions League. Sorry, Jerry.
He had that problem, sorry, Rob, with the Achilles, and if they continued to put it under pressure like that, they were frightened it was going to snap, and that's why Pep Guardiola has used him sparingly. He's trying to keep him fit, not take any chances, because he is such an important part of this team.
If you're just joining us, 3-0 the scoreline, 3/4 of the game gone. Barcelona sailing back to the top of the table. Real won earlier in the day, but the lead of the league was only temporary. David Villa. Yeah, let's flip in. Griezmann clears. Only as far as Busquets to Iniesta. There's control from Messi. Make a note of that one.
Absolutely. See too many of those.
Elizondo drives out of defence. Martinez just keeps running the 70 yards down the touchline and then the 70 yards back again. Going to make a change, I believe, in a minute. Real Sociedad may not be popular. Change in the eyes of the Barcelona supporters as Bojan completely, well, gets caught in two minds, whether it was a cross or a shot. I'm not quite sure.
I agree, Rob. It looked as if he was going to shoot at one stage, and that's why David Villa didn't really look to get into the far post. And
well, here's the change, Jerry. The reason the fans are booing. Coming on is one of their old enemies in Raúl Tamudo, who played for the other team in Barcelona, Espanyol. He was an absolute legend there. Scored more goals and played more La Liga matches than any other Espanyol player. And the reason these fans remember him is that he scored a famous goal in 2007 in a 2-2 draw at the Camp Nou, Raúl Tamudo, that cost Barcelona the title.
I really enjoyed that. He's a goal scorer, legendary goal scorer with Espanyol. I think it's just getting him a run out. He's been out injured. I've given him a run out the last 20 minutes. I don't think it's going to affect the result.
Yeah, he's just back from a broken arm, Raúl Tamudo. Alves. Balls for Iniesta. David Villa. What was he trying there? Well, Maxwell had read it. And enough for Sociedad to concede the corner.
Martinez has done well. He's blocked it, but superb entertainment. It's like an exhibition match at times, Rob. They've got their 3 goals and they're just toying with them, and this is a bit flamboyant.
And the chance at the corner for Barca. There's Keita, a man of great patience. Come on as sub in the last 6 La Liga matches for Barcelona. Iniesta. Injuries, of course, will come, but a wear and tear. Xavi struggling a little bit. Iniesta showed fantastic durability this season. The likes of Keita and Mascherano will come into their own as we get right to the middle of the season.
Yeah, they've got a good squad though, Rob, and they've got good quality there, and the confidence is good. I think if when they do get injured, as long as they're not a spade, if they don't get 2 or 3 to the key players like Iniesta, Xavi and Messi all at the same time, I think they'll be able to cope with that.
There's Keita, who's stuck around. Remember, Yaya Touré was in a similar position last year, but chose to head to Manchester instead of earning his living in Barcelona.
Something on the score sheet at the weekend, got himself a couple of goals.
It's clearly the right move for him. Here's Iniesta. Keita. Bojan. It's around Delabella. Gets the cross in. And to Segi. Hoisted away. You can't be critical of Real Sociedad. I think they have played to their absolute maximum.
You play to the capacity that Barcelona allow you to. It's all about having possession and dominating possession and creating chances and scoring goals, and they do that better than anybody at the moment. I have a funny feeling it's going to go right down to the next Clásico at the Bernabeu.
Away goes Lionel Messi. Stopped by Martinez. Well, it is shaping up very much like last season. Going into Christmas last year, Barcelona had a 2-point lead over Real Madrid in the table. All of the indications are that it's going to be identical this Christmas as well.
Well, I have a Senor Balaguer down in the studio who will tell you differently, because Espanyol play Barcelona next week, and he would probably tell you there could be a shock on the cards, but Barcelona play like this, I just can't see anybody living with them. But we will wait and see next week. That's a massive game, not to be missed.
Just catching Rivas around the waist. I'm right in saying, Jerry, we had a caution so far this evening, just the one to Mascherano early in the game.
That's right. That was after 6 minutes.
That's right. Since then, it's been good, clean, entertaining fun.
Messi's all on the right.
Here's Alves, completes the pass to David Villa. Villa to Iniesta. Villa gets it back. Oh, back to Iniesta. Back to Villa. Surely not. Great tackle. But an even better move from Barca.
How can two players with 4 defenders against them play that sort of one-touch and possession football in the penalty area? It's just amazing.
Succession of corners where they've thrown the ball in. They trying to be a little more intricate this time, Barca. Alves with the shot. Ah, cleverly disguised pass, finding David Villa. Villa beat to the ball. And there's a collision there. Notably, again, it was Dani Alves who made the pass. I'm told by the people who count these kind of things, Joe, that Dani Alves has completed more passes than any other player in the whole of La Liga this season and got more assists last season than any other player in the Spanish Championship.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. They are predominantly down this right-hand side.
Bojan to Keita. Messi. Now Iniesta. Iniesta cleverly skies past Messi. Comes off the back of Rivas. (3-0) here. 15 minutes to go. With that Monday night game between Manchester United and Arsenal will be as entertaining as this Barcelona game.
That's a good league this year, though, the Premier League. It's very wide open.
It's no more competitive in the world than the Premier League. Here's Maxwell with a cross. In this league, it's a 2-horse race, 2 thoroughbreds. One, at the moment, a little better bred than the other.
Well, that's a good ball into that 6-yard box from Maxwell, and no one can get on the end of it. Acknowledgement from David Villa. He's still looking to tinker and get perfection. Pep Guardiola, that's the type of person he is.
There's helping out Puyol. After you, no, after you. Oh, it's a very dangerous yet richly entertaining game.
Which goes down well with the home fans here. Well, they do like that.
Keita. Barca not exerting too much energy. It's a rare midweek without a game for them. Chance to recuperate before the Catalan Clásico next week against Espanyol.
Yeah, but the preparation is so important. Pep Guardiola will try and work out what days do they rest and what should they do and how do they concentrate and the team tactics. I suppose if they keep the ball, give it to Messi and Iniesta and Pedro as much as you can and Xavi, and we'll see how we get on. Yeah, I was just thinking, there's no way Pep Guardiola, well, not in the next few years, will be manager in Newcastle, because this is only his 3rd season as a manager at Barcelona.
Needs a bit more experience before he takes on the big jobs like that,
yes.
Well, of course, his credentials when he took the job on were that he'd only been a player, and of course, he just had the one promotion with the B team when he took over Barca. Here's Lionel Messi, and again Messi. Oh! Now Dani Alves. Ooh, that looked like a penalty claim, but to be fair to Alves, he got straight back onto his feet and scrambled back. Some clubs, they have a goal of the month competition. At this club, they just have a goal of the game competition. They try to better them all of the time. Barca have now scored 70 goals this season in the 25 games they've played.
Messi was looking for his 27th of the season.
Amazing. Before
and we're
Christmas.
not even at Christmas yet.
Yeah. Maxwell. Well, Sociedad are trying to make a change down on the touchline, but yeah, fourth official's been standing there for about, I think I've made it 7 minutes now. Barcelona unlikely to knock the ball out of play unless he goes for a corner kick, of course, for Real Sociedad's defending.
Yeah, but the sub for Real Sociedad saying, no, don't put me on yet, please. Good ball.
Great ball through, and it was offside.
Tight.
Tight. The old enemy.
Let's have a look.
Looking at the lines on the pitch. I'm not that sure, Jerry. Look at the level. Could be all on the far side.
Yeah, he's level. Ooh. There's a good shot for that. I don't think he got the ball, the defender. But did Dani Alves make the most of it? This is clever play, Messi. This is the one blocked and then off the inside of the post, and somehow it stays out.
Goalkeeper didn't see that, did he? He just heard it crash off the post behind him.
He reacts so quickly though, Messi. He just adapts to the situation and sizes it up in a split second, decides if it's going to be a pass or a shot, and he usually gets them right.
Xavi Prieto is given a break, and the player who comes on is Jeffrey Sapron, who's a former Ajax player. They signed him in the summer from the Dutch league, Real Sociedad. They're rare foreign signings. He's a Ghanaian international. Messi to Iniesta. Keita. Messi out to Maxwell. There's a foul off the ball there, acknowledged by the referee. That's Barcelona to play advantage. Messi's back on his feet and angry. Keita. Busquets. Real Sociedad with 10 players back behind the ball. Alves cleverly disguised. Busquets. Griezmann continues the run, but look at the all diving in there. There's absolutely no room for error. Iniesta. Now Bojan. Keita. The aim, of course, for many of these Barcelona players is the clean sweep. World Cup winners, hope to be Spanish League winners, Spanish Cup winners, and Champions League winners all in the same year. That would be unprecedented. But who'd bet against them?
You couldn't bet against them.
Busquets. David Villa. We haven't mentioned him for a while because he's had nothing to do, but Victor Valdez, by the way, has now broken his own record for minutes without conceding a goal. It's at 565 minutes before this game. He had to get to the 56th minute in this match. He's done that.
Well, I'm trying to
remember
has saved. That's what I was
yeah, we're
say.
both looking at each other and trying to recall, looking up at the skies.
Not a shot from a free kick.
He won't need to clean his kit for next week. He just hang it up and leave it ready for Espanyol. Maybe he'll have a save to make now as Valdez have got wandering. The Barcelona fans enjoy that shot from the former Espanyol player, Raúl Temudo.
Yeah, he's playing off the shoulder of the last defender. I think he's got it right that time, although Abidal's looking for offside. That's the one earlier. I thought he was just onside.
Matamira in his career has had a great record against Barcelona, like the other Raul. He scored 7 goals over the years for Espanyol against Barca. Famous 2 in June 2007, also scored here in 2004. Sarpong goes nowhere.
Well, he's an industrious player, Sarpong. He'll work hard, but there's no chance for him to have any impact in the game coming on with 10-15 minutes to go, as we see Martin Lasarte, who's very animated. The damage was done in the first half.
He'll become the 6th coach to suffer defeat in the league here at the Camp Nou this season. Keita. Maxwell. Messi. I think the intention was to foul him. He leaves the defender on the floor. Iniesta. Intercepted by Griezmann, who's switched wings. Rivas, who's hardly moved all night. He's just played on the toes of his defence. He needs must position. Sarpong.
You have to say, Rob, they've played a 4-5-1 formation virtually the whole night, and at times they haven't got out of their own defensive third unit. That's a decent pass. Well anticipated by Abidal.
It's an international class interception from Abidal. Iniesta to Keita. Iniesta again. Heard earlier today, a great story about Iniesta when he was in the dorms at the Cantera La Masia. He had 2 posters on his wall. One of them now coach Pep Guardiola, his playing hero. The other one, his pin-up, was Catherine Zeta-Jones. Keita. It's their time for a 4th. Stolen by Gonzalez. Keita wins it back. Bojan. Outside to Messi. Messi onto his left foot. Cuts inside. Takes an all-comers Lionel Messi. And then passes it into the goal. There's no stopping him.
Oh, my goodness.
Possibly the greatest team of our generation. At the absolute peak of their powers.
Well, Robbie picks it up inside the right-hand side of the penalty area. And as he came in, I thought he's going to hit it now. And then I thought, go on, hit it now, hit it now. And he has 3, 4, maybe 5 opportunities to put it in the back of the net. But he has the confidence and the composure just to keep going, go past defenders, one after the other. This is the pass from Bojan. There he is, inside 1, chance to shoot. Inside 2, 3, another chance to shoot, 4. And then he sticks it in the far corner of the net. And the composure and the quality is there for everyone to see. This little man is an absolute genius, and this team is the best football team I've seen for 20, 30 years. I haven't seen anything better than this. It's just magnificent. You think he's overloaded so many times, don't you?
They haven't finished here. He's going for his hat-trick, Lionel Messi. Remember, he hit the post earlier on. That's the 3rd successive game that he's cracked a shot against the post. And the more impressive stat I can give you is in the year 2010 alone, he's managed to score 42 goals this season. Very few of them have been ordinary goals. David Villa looks up at the clock. when he gets back in the changing room. We can look at the league table, see Barcelona back in command again. With 15 rounds of the season gone.
Well, when Messi clattered that one off the post, I said that was almost his 27th goal of the season. It is not. 17 in the league, 10 in the cup competitions, 27 goals for the season so far, Rob.
So quite a concerning sign. Dani Alves rarely requires medical treatment. Let's hope that it's just a heavy landing for the brilliant Brazilian.
There he is, he jumps. Well, it's a little bit awkwardly. On that right ankle.
I tell you what, Jerry, if you're a Man United or Arsenal player preparing for tomorrow's game, I know you want to have an early night, but you'll watch this for inspiration, won't you?
Absolutely. I mean, players, professional players at the top of the tree will see this performance and see the players and think, my goodness, and they'll know how difficult it is to play to this sort of standard week in, week out. You know, it's one thing to do it. I thought the hardest part for Barcelona after they beat Real Madrid 5-0 and the way they beat them was the following week to get the result they needed against Osasuna, and yet their confidence was there. There was no complacency. They got down and worked just as hard, and again here tonight they've worked really hard from the first minute to the last minute to get the result. And you know, there's such a great bunch of professional players as we see a Mexican wave in the stadium.
It could be time for a fifth yet, though. One final act, kept out once, not kept out the second time. It's yet another 5 for Barcelona. The icing on the cake provided by Bojan. They are a mean goal-scoring machine.
Well, it's his 4th goal of the season, Rob. It's his 3rd league goal, and he deserves it. He's worked hard since he's come on. He's taken the first chance at keeper. Bravo's done well. He's blocked it, but unfortunately the rebound comes back to Bojan. And then left foot, he hammers it into the roof of the net.
Well, this is a team that appears to be going on to break all records, to set new records, but they're doing it with a flourish and with style. And when they score, even individual goals, they celebrate as a team as well. The referee has added on an extra 3 minutes. We might see a 6th goal yet. It's now the 5th time this season, Jerry, that they've scored 5 goals, and of course they have scored an 8 as well against Almeria.
Yeah, but they do have so much possession, and they do play with a lot of attacking players. Both the fullbacks get forward. You know, at least 2 out of the 3 midfield players get forward. You know, and at times they've got 5 and 6 players in the box and playing 1-2s. They're going to create chances. Their finishing's getting better. Their confidence is sky high. They're just the best team in the country at the moment, and probably in the world for me. That's not to say they couldn't get beaten on any off day if they get complacent.
Well, the referee is prone a little bit early to put Real Sociedad out of their misery. Goals from Villa, Iniesta, Bojan, and another brace from Lionel Messi means that Barcelona take control of La Liga once more. They have swept it aside Real Sociedad by 5 goals to 0.